Good morning, everyone. This is Jeffe Kennedy, author of Epic Fantasy Romance. I'm here with my first cup of coffee. Oh, sheer ambrosia. Today is Monday, February 13th, day before Valentine's Day here in the US. Um, like we care. Do we care? I always feel like Valentine's Day is one of those things. I should save this talk for tomorrow, but whatever. Maybe tomorrow I'll figure out a special love episode for you all. But anyway, I feel like Valentine's Day is one of those days that means a great deal to you when you're single and it's all angst. And then when you're like in a relationship with somebody, it doesn't matter to you because you're in a relationship with somebody. There's the depths of my wisdom. Uh, but yeah, so much angst. I've, like the whole thing in high school. Did you all have that thing in high school? See, I start to say you guys, but I cut myself off. And now I'm so aware of how many people say it all the time. Did you all have that in high school where like they had the fundraisers and people would buy carnations for each other, and like the cheerleaders, the really popular pretty girls would get those armloads and you'd get one like from your best friend. Yeah. I, I had a best friend who had a trick of sending herself flowers from anonymous to make people think that she was getting flowers from anonymous admirers. Uh, I mean, there's like all of this performative stuff, right? I don't usually like to talk about things being performative, and now I'm starting to in my old age. But yeah, the performance aspect of it, the what's like the I'm not articulate this morning. I guess it's Monday. Um, what am I trying to say? Like it's the ego boost. It's the social cred, the proving that you are attractive and lovable. And uh, yeah, yeah. Eh. So I don't expect to receive anything for Valentine's. I'm not planning to give anything for Valentine's. So, but maybe I'll think of something cute to do tomorrow. I don't know. Hearts and flowers. I can buy myself flowers. I think it's funny that that song, Miley Cyrus, it's become such an anthem. But it's a very hooky song. It's a great song. So anyway, um, how are all of you? I had a good weekend. I had a really good weekend. I'm feeling good. I did not finish my um, tweaks additions to Bandits yet, though I am very close. Let's see, what have I done here? I have added, I've added about 3,000 words to it so far. Didn't realize I had done that much. Well, go figure. I layered in a lot of world building. I've come up with a new working title. We'll see what Agent Sarah thinks of it. But new working title is The Amethyst Job. We'll see. It might not be fantasy enough, but if they put a really fantasy cover on it, I think it could work. So anyway, uh, yeah, that's my working title for the time being. I like it. Everybody likes it except for Jennifer Eastep. She picked it apart in her inimicable Jennifer Eastep way. Jennifer is great if you want someone to really take something apart. So I'm going to send it off to people to read as soon as I finish, which may be today, if I'm lucky today, probably tomorrow at this rate. And then I'll get back to Rogue Familiar, which now that I've taken all this time to do this, I'm going to need all that time. It's probably going to be the March release date. I greatly appreciate all the lovely thoughts on it. We did the Twilight talk on Friday evening, and it was great. It went really well. We had a few Zoom bombers in there, but we recorded it, and it'll be edited, and then and we'll put it up on the Faro Feb YouTube channel, apparently. But it was super fun. It was great. We won't be able to reprise it at a Polycon because unfortunately Dorinda has had to pull out of a Polycon. So now it's like both Dorinda and Grace have pulled out of a Polycon. It's like, all my friends abandoning me. It's not right, people. Both of them for entirely different reasons. But but I got notification this morning that I'll be on a panel at a Polycon with Jennifer Estep, which is great, and also Lisa Maxwell, who's an old friend, and Jodi Picoult. So I'm revved about that. Very excited to be on a panel and meet with Jodi Picoult and meet her. I admire her very much. And then on Saturday morning, we did the panel for world building and romance community in fantasy romance, and that was great. Callie Chase did a fabulous job moderating that, and it was a fun group. So that went well. And then I kind of hung out on Saturday quite a bit. I read. I'm still reading J.D. Robb and reading something else for like a critique. And yeah, I just I was tired. So and that happened to me on Friday, was I kind of hit tired on writing. So yeah, but I did this weekend finish all of the royalty crunching, which is very late for me, but I got it all done. So I now have like nothing under my financial to-do list other than regular balancing of books, at least for a few days until the next royalties start to come in, but I should be able to stay ahead of everything this time. And yeah, so I didn't get to, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've been, oh, hang on, I've got to think about something. So if you've been listening to me for a while, you know I was thinking about rejiggering my to-do list. Megan Mulry had told me these things about how like you shouldn't move things down your to-do list. That's like from the efficiency organization people. I've like totally reverted. I just yeah. So I've got things that have slid down my list, but on them are the learning of the TikToks. So still I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to. Yeah, so I'm actually feeling like I might get to some of these things that have been sliding down my list for a while. This is looking, I don't know, feeling hopeful this week, feeling like I'm kind of crawling out from under the weight of being behind, which is just always a thing, right? So, yeah, and I just got some other things handled over the weekend that I was happy to get handled. And and then yesterday, went over to Megan and Charlie's and we played cards, and I won. I won a whole round of owns, which made me very happy. I think it's the first time I've won. They play much more often than I do. And we watched the Super Bowl and hung out. And so that was all very well refilling. It was great. So yeah, I'm feeling good about tackling the rest of the amethyst job today. The world building that I layered in needed to be done. So we'll give Agent Sarah credit for needing it. When I told some of the other people that had already read it, that she didn't quite understand the world and wanted more. They were puzzled, but I think actually it was a good call. So I don't have any notes on anything to talk about. Things that are going on. It seems like there's a lot of drama going on around me. Or not, that's not fair. Some cases it's drama, and in other cases it's people just having kind of shitty things happen in their lives, like with Grace. Um, but I mean, trying to think of how to say this too. My friend Sassy Outwater, who is blind, has been blind since she was very, very young because of a retinoblastoma, and has struggled with cancer all her life, has been very good about. See, I feel like I'm even going to get, I don't want to say in trouble, but, like she has been good about pointing out how people who are disabled or struggling with disease or having problems, that they are not there for inspiration porn, that don't exist to inspire the rest of us. And, and that was very eye opening for me. And I appreciated Sassy bringing that to my attention. But at the same time, there is this aspect of when people have really difficult things going on in their lives, when they're struggling with diseases or financial woes or family woes, or sort of these catastrophic events, right? The black swan events. I just love that term from financial stuff. That I'm going to incorporate it into a story. In fact, I feel like I want to put that in the amethyst job. Hold on. Still, it's a good reminder of what kinds of problems are worth worrying about, right? Because it's easy to get excited about all kinds of things that are going on in the world or in the publishing community, or to get caught up in I don't want to say petty woes, because I'm a big believer in your problems are your problems. If you have a problem in your life, it is a problem by definition, right? Uh, you have to. It's going to absorb your attention and your energy, but it is good to remember that maybe the problem you're struggling with is not as terrible as what someone else is struggling with, or that your problems could be worse. And I feel like it's just really worth keeping in mind. Because especially if you're dealing with a disease, there's only so much you can do about it. With family, there are some things you can do and other things not. And I think that's one reason why, especially in like writing and author coaching, one of the things that I come back around to, or just general advice giving to my friends, is to control what you can. Um, and I think that's maybe that's back with the Taoist perspective, being one with the Tao. The old joke with Taoism is that uh, like that Moses parted the waters, whereas the Taoist will just wade in and say, keep going this way. The Taoist doesn't try to fight or control things. The Taoist tries to become one with it and move in sync with it. Um, and that can be difficult when it's turbulent, right? But I kind of tapped off to gather my thoughts on that. I think I've said what I was going to say. It's just stuff happens in life, right? And sort of keeping in perspective what you're fighting for, um, how difficult the fight is, um, what how much you can control, and I guess that's circling back to what I did have a point, right? Like in writing, you can't control the market, you can't control whether or not you get a viral TikTok video. You can't control uh, so many things. I have a friend who just heard from her agent, a friend who's a successful author, whose agent said that she doesn't think the new book can sell. Um, it just happens. It's just, where the market forces are, it's where the economy is, what the publishers are thinking, all of this stuff. So the one thing you can control is the writing. And I think that, producing words, that makes sense. Um, it's and I think that's how it is with all things, with anything that you're fighting with, is figuring out which pieces of this can you control and trying to let go of the rest. As I was thinking, I had clicked over to Facebook and I saw one happy thing and one not so happy thing, which I want to share. I got a really nice note from Jeremy Brett over at the Cushing collection. He has the archives of my, all of my work, I guess, over at Texas A&M. And he said that they have a small pop-up exhibit going on devoted to libraries and librarians in science fiction and fantasy. And he included the Pages of the Mind. So I asked if I could share the photo. I hope he says yes. I might just do it anyway, since, it's a public display, right? He shouldn't care. So then the other thing I happened to see on Facebook as I looked at that message was I had this back and forth with someone on my page about Twilight. And it's funny because when we did this talk on Twilight on Friday night, we had talked about this, how so many people feel like they need to weigh in and say snarky things about Twilight. So this person, a guy who's been my Facebook friend since January, I don't think I know him in real life, he had to comment on the post and say, I couldn't get past the guy dating his food, which is like a vampire thing, right? And we went back and forth, and I tried to be kind of polite. And, I said, well, I guess, you don't get it. And he said, no, I really don't. And he had to say something else about it. And I said, well, then, if you don't get it, maybe don't stomp on it. And he says, was I stomping? And I almost never engage like this, but I was actually trying to have a productive conversation, since we were talking about, having a conversation about Twilight. And I said, well, you commented on a thread where people were talking about liking a thing, making a snarky joke about the thing. So yes, that counts as stomping. And I said, now you know. So I just saw when I went back on here that he had to give me this very long comment where he said, wow, overreact much? And that's what gets you the ban hammer, as accusing me of overreacting. And then he had to go on about necrophilia and a bunch of other stuff. And so, yeah, I unfriended and I deleted the series of comments because I don't need drama on my page. Uh, yeah, overreact much? So I just thought I would mention that. I know Grace puts posts on her Facebook page, and I think maybe I will put a little post on there. So anyway, here we go. I'm going to go get to work. I hope you all have a great Monday. I hope you're ready to get out there, control the things you can, right? That's the secret to happiness. You all take care. Bye-bye.